Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we're going to be doing another eyeshadow palette collection and declutter video. So if you've seen my previous video, which I will link in the cards and in the description box if you're interested, I did my drugstore eyeshadow palette collection. Let's jump into my high-end and luxury brand eyeshadow palette declutter. So this is going to be a long one. I might have to do two parts. As you can see from the title, this is part 2, so welcome, and I already have the other one up. I will link that in the description box below as well as in the cards, so yeah, go watch part 1 if you haven't already. Let's just dive in to the palettes. Let's talk about a BoxyCharm palette that is never, ever, ever leaving my collection until it expires, or it just, I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. But this is the Viseart Warm Neutrals. Yeah, I think it's warm neutrals. It's just a neutral matte eyeshadow palette. But I saw the price tag of this and I thought they were absolutely insane. The packaging does not scream luxury to me, and it's like an $80 palette. But I got it in a BoxyCharm, so obviously I didn't pay that much for it. But I think I paid $35 for the whole entire box. But this palette is amazing. The amount of times I've dipped into this, you wouldn't even know by looking at it. Like, I've used this. This is probably one of my #1 used palettes in my entire collection. I've used this so much. I love it. It has this beautiful gradient, perfect for makeup artists. I mean, working on anyone, these last forever on the eyes. They are beautiful in tone. They blend like a dream together. It's just, they're so pigmented and beautiful. And you have all the neutrals you could ever want. I'm 100% keeping this. I could talk forever about this, but this is worth it. Would I say it's worth $80? $80 is expensive for an eyeshadow palette. Please wait till it's on sale. But oh my god, if you can try a Viseart palette, I don't think you're going to be sad with the quality. It's just, I really love this palette. I really do. Like, top palette. This is one of the top palettes of all time for me. It's so good. Sadly, not all BoxyCharm palettes are winners. This one I got, I think, in a BoxyCharm. Could have been an Ipsy. They all kind of run together. This is the Beauty Bakery Breakfast in Bed palette. It has such a cute outside, and then when you open it up, this is the color scheme. Like, that just doesn't, I don't know. Something's weird about that to me. Like, it has a cute pop of color in the packaging, and then the color scheme on the inside is just kind of grungy, which is cute, but like not what I expected. I just don't love the formula. I didn't like how it performed on my eyes. Not my favorite. Cute concept, just execution, not my fave. So I'm gonna declutter this one. Let's go over some Violet Voss now. So I have 4 different palettes from Violet Voss. Some I bought myself, some came in a BoxyCharm. Actually, 1 I bought myself, 3 I got in a BoxyCharm, but we'll talk about it. So here's the Le Macaron fun-sized palette. I might have completely butchered that, I'm sorry, but it just sounds fun to say. But this is an all shimmer palette, which is interesting because I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this. I was just like, ooh, makeup. And it's a macaron. I mean, come on. I love macarons so much. They're probably one of my favorite desserts. I mean, if not my favorite. It's just a raspberry macaron is like the best thing ever. And the coffee flavor. Oh my god, I love it. But this is an all shimmer palette. And I never reach for this anymore. I got a lot of use out of it. As you can see, it's quite dirty palette, but I never reach for this anymore. It's just not my makeup style anymore. So I'm gonna have to declutter it. As much as I love the name, it's not able to save it for me. I'll never reach into this because it's an all shimmer palette. So I'm gonna declutter. Now we have the Essentials palettes. These are the Essentials 1 and Essentials 2. Now, I'm gonna say the Essentials 1, I got both of these in BoxyCharm, but the Essentials 1 took my breath away. I loved this palette. I've used this so much. I've taken this traveling. Really love that you get a black in here and then the deeper brown. You have some lighter neutrals. You have this dusty rose you can use with the brown. Just a plum, a pink, a cream for highlight. It's just, the gold is beautiful. This all around is a beautifully curated palette. And I love it so much. I love the formula as well. Really nice. But sadly, when it comes to the Essentials 2, I feel like it just didn't have the same kind of formula. It just doesn't have the same beauty to it in my, like, it's just, again, with the two purple shimmers, why would you put a why would you put two purple shimmers and not a purple matte? That just baffles me. And then you have the blue and only one blue shimmer, and then the rest is neutral. Like, if you're gonna go for the whole pink, blue, and purple thing on the front, why is over half of this neutral palette? Like, I don't understand that. So I never reach into this. Even though it is part of the series, I don't feel like I need to keep it because I don't ever touch this. So I'm going to declutter the Essentials 2, and I'm going to keep the Essentials 1 because I really do enjoy this palette. But the Essentials 2, not for me. So I'm going to declutter that one. Another BoxyCharm palette here. This is the Violet Voss All of You Forever. This one's cute, but I will say, again, with like, why is all of it neutral if this is called the All of You palette? There's no green mattes in here. Like, where are they? I'm confused. Where are the green mattes? I will say that it has some beautiful neutrals in here, and the formula is really good. I'm going to keep this for now just because I really do love greens, and I will use those green shimmers, but if I don't use it after the next round, it's going to go. But I will give it one more shot because it's the newest Violet Voss palette in my collection, so we'll see. I'm going to keep for now. So I think in a palette declutter video in the past, I might have gotten rid of one, but this one was one that was left. Oh, it was a face palette. Okay. Yeah. So this one is from Ofra. This is the Glitch palette, or no. This is the Black Friday palette, and it was a limited edition one. It has a kind of okay color scheme. I liked it at one point, but now I just realized I never touch it. So because I've never touched it, and because Ofra is kind of in some hot water right now, and I'm not really sure what's going on with that right now, I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. I just didn't reach into this palette enough to justify keeping it in my collection. So I'm going to declutter this one. The formula is not bad though, but the shimmers, I just wish I got more from them. So I'm going to declutter. All right, next up we have a palette from Ace Beauté. This is the Nostalgia palette. I have not touched this. I've swatched it. I've swatched this one shade, and that was pretty much it. It looks like there's a lot of pigment in here. I've swatched this green one, obviously. It looks like there's a lot of pigment in here, but it's just not a color scheme for me. It looks beautiful, to be honest. Like, it really does. This color scheme is gorgeous. But I have a lot of these colors already in other palettes, and it's just not, it doesn't scream to me. It's just the one green is really random, and I don't know what to do with it in this palette. These colors are very similar to each other. Doesn't seem like it's needed. I don't know. It's just not my vibe of a palette, so I'm going to declutter it. So let's get these out of the way. These are from Pat McGrath, and I actually keep the outer packaging because they're absolutely gorgeous, and the Pat McGrath packaging is all the same if they're not in their box, so I like to keep the box so I know what it is, but also because it's gorgeous. So I have a full-size palette and I have a quad. So this is the Blitz Astral Quad, but this is a gorgeous quad. I never touch this purple shade. I really want to. It's just a drier formula. It's not my cup of tea, but this green and this blue I reach for all the time. I love it, and this gold is beautiful. So 3 out of the 4 I do reach for a lot. But this green is a duochrome, and it's just stunning. Is it a duochrome or a multichrome? I can't really tell, but it's so beautiful. And this aqua glitter color is just so yummy. I love it. I'm keeping it. I love it. So yes, we're keeping her. Plus, Pat McGrath is expansive. So if I bought it, which I did buy both of these, I'm gonna keep it. It's expensive. Now this is the Bronze Seduction Mothership 5 palette. So pretty. Now there are shades in here that I don't touch, like this one and this one, but every other shade in here I love. This one especially. These two are like the super transformative shades. This pink is super glittery and beautiful. The mattes are really nice as well. So love this palette. I'm keeping it. I spent my own money on it. They're very luxurious. I really like them. So both are staying in my collection. Speaking of another brand that I am not getting rid of anything from them because I love all of these palettes, Kaleidos. So I have these 2 palettes, and then I have all all of their Futurism palettes. Now, I have every single one of their palettes except for their Flower Punk, which is their newest one, and their original palette, which was the Deep Sea Luster palette. That one got discontinued. I'm really sad about it. If I could get my hands on it, I would. I really, really love the way that palette looks. The Flower Punk, I'm still debating on it, but the only thing that held me back is because I have all of these Futurism palettes, I don't want to repeat shades, and some of them looked very similar to the Flower Punk. So I'm trying to save money. Okay, I'm trying to be better, and I didn't want to just buy them to be a completionist. So now that I don't have all their palettes, I'm not a completionist. But I will just go over the color schemes in here for you. I am absolutely 100% keeping every single one of these palettes. Kaleidos has my favorite formula of all time. Them and I think Natasha Denona. Those are my two favorite eyeshadow palette formulas of mattes and shimmers. So first up, we have Club Nebula, which is the Angelica Nyquist palette collaboration. Beautiful packaging. That goes without saying for all these palettes. They're holographic and beautiful, and they're even more beautiful on the inside. Woo! Okay. Here is what the inside color scheme looks like. You get a bunch of duochromes, and like this one is so gorgeous. Here's a duochrome as well. All of these have some beautiful different finishes and some amazingly pigmented mattes. I love the color scheme, love how it performs, and this is easily one of my favorite palettes in my collection. And congratulations to Angelica for this collaboration. It's beautiful. Next up, we have the Escape Pod, and this was a previous collection that kind of came out around the same time as their contour things and their blush things. I think it's one of their older palettes, but not as old as the Futurism ones. I don't know when it came out, but it's beautiful. Look at these beautiful colors. So this one has two green shimmers, which I must say, I don't know why they put two green shimmers in the palette and no green mattes. Again, come on. But without saying that, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Beautiful though. I love the formula. You get some neutrals in the bottom. You get some beautiful purples and pinks and some orange and this beautiful kind of periwinkle color, which is very unique in my collection. The shimmers look gorgeous, amazing, so beautiful. I love their formula. So I'm keeping this. All right, now we're going to do a rapid fire of the Futurism palettes. So this one and this one are the newest ones. These are their Lunar Lavender and their Sashimi City palettes. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. This is their version of neutral palettes. So this is the color scheme on the inside of one. So you get these kind of like peachier neutrals with a duochrome gold peach. It's gorgeous. And then you get this amazing, beautiful, glittery, just multi-dimensional kind of glitter. It's so pretty. And these are just your more neutral, like orangey based neutrals, brownie based neutrals. I'm in love with this formula and this color story. And then we have Lunar Lavender, which is the purple version. So you have kind of these two mattes that are purple leaning neutrals, and then you have the two purple mattes as well, plus two shimmers. This one's a duochrome, kind of a peachy gold to pinky purple. And then you have this beautiful bluish purple kind of duochrome. So pretty. They're very hyper glittery in formula, and I love them. Now let's go in order for these. So we have Futurism 1, which is Sci-Fi Green. If you ever want an in-depth video on Kaleidos or the palettes or anything, just let me know. But this is the Sci-Fi Green. I love that you get the matte black in here. That's one of my favorite matte blacks of all time. Very pigmented, very beautiful. We have Futurism 2, Cyber Bronze. This is also a little bit more neutral, but you get the reds in here as well, and then the silver, which is a cool combo, honestly. Haven't really seen that in a lot of palettes. Then you have number 3, which is one of my favorites. This is the Astro Pink. Clearly, the packaging is just stunning. But you get 3 of the pinks, you get 2 more neutral toned ones, and then you get the magenta, plus a pinky shimmer, and then you get a beautiful blue-purple duochrome. So pretty. And then the black that has glitter in it, it's like a, I can't really tell if it's a matte. Yeah, it's a matte. It's a matte with a glitter in it, but it's a beautiful, beautiful shade. So I love this palette. But I never really reached for the black, honestly. The mattes with the glitter, I don't know what to do with them. But every other shade is stunning. This is the Futurism number 4. This is the VR Neon. I love this palette. It's so pretty. Super bright and bold. It actually is neon. It looks beautiful on the eyes, especially this green and the yellow. Ugh, I love it. The oranges, though, these two shimmers are intense and beautiful. It just, I don't know why, this just says summer to me. Like, so pretty. This beautiful pink, ugh, I love it. But the orange, like, I usually don't wear orange eyeshadow, but that one is just amazing. We have the Electro Turquoise, which actually has orange in it. So I like to pair the two palettes together because of that orange shimmer, but these blues in here are stunning. Also, this one at the bottom is like this kind of transparent glitter that is so beautiful. Then you get a matte brown in here to kind of ground the look and pair with the orange. And then you have these beautiful aqua turquoise colors and this beautiful blue. Blue and orange are such an underrated combo. I love, love, love those colors together. I can't with this. They're all so beautiful. And I am not getting rid of any of them. So these are all keepers. Alrighty, next up we have the Lime Crime Venus 3 palette. This one I've only used a couple times and I really did not like it. So yeah, I am going to declutter this, but here's what the color scheme looks like. I just thought that the formula was kind of dry and the shimmers took a lot of building to get any kind of color out, and that's not what I prefer in a formula. So this one is a no for me. This one is from Merle Norman, which you might be saying, what in the world is that? That is like an older kind of makeup brand. My grandmother loves Merle Norman and she actually gave me this, so it was given to me by my grandmother, so I do like it because of that. But it is a glitter palette, but it's a glitter eyeshadow palette, so it's not pressed glitters. They're actually beautiful. I actually have gotten a lot of use out of this, but it's just not exactly my makeup preferences anymore. I don't know. I haven't used it in a very long time, but the formula is actually pretty good. It's just, I don't know. Part of me wants to keep it just because of my grandmother, but it's just, if I reach for a glitter, it's not going to be this one. I feel like there are other products from Merle Norman that I like better, but I think I'm going to have to declutter this. Now we have another couple BoxyCharm palettes. So I'm just going to get them out of the way. I'm just saying I'm going to declutter them, but I might, well, I don't know if I'm decluttering all of them, but I know I'm going to declutter one of them. So we have two from Iconic London, and this one is the Day to Slay eyeshadow palette. It's very bulky. I don't love that. And then this one is the Sunset to Sunrise palette. Now, the color schemes are very, very similar. So this one is just a little bit more muted than this one, which, I don't know, if you want more neutrals, then go to this one. But if you want more color, go for the Sunrise to Sunset. I'm gonna keep the Sunrise to Sunset one just because I want to keep the formula in my collection and it's a little slimmer packaging. But I'm going to declutter the Day to Slay one. I've never touched this palette since the day I got it, and it's been years. So I'm going to declutter this one. Now we have the Queen palette from Eloise. I love the artwork on this palette. I really, really do. I don't love the formula for me. Like, some people really like this formula, and that's wonderful. I'm so happy you do. But I just did not have good luck with this. But I love the names in here. I love the cover art on here. It's just stunning. I wish I liked this more. It pains me to say that I'm going to have to declutter this, though. I never touched this palette. So I can't keep a palette just because I like the way it looks. So sadly, I'm going to have to declutter this one. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's a beautiful palette, though. I'm going to try to find someone who can get some use out of it. But look at that art. It's really, really beautiful. We have two other palettes that I got in a BoxyCharm, and I love both of them. They're really good. So yeah, I got these two palettes from Dominique Cosmetics. We have the Transition palette and we have Celestial Thunder. Now, Celestial Thunder is like the most colorful Dominique Cosmetics one I have. It's a weird pop of blue in here and no other shimmer to go with it. The color story is just not great. And the formula is a little bit more dry, so I think I'm gonna have to declutter this one. I just never have used it, and that's sad. So this one's getting decluttered. Now we have the Transition palette. I love this. This is a beautiful palette for weddings or just for every day, every kind of matte neutral shadow that you would ever want. And these can be used on the face as well as contour or blush or whatever. So I love this. I got this in one of my BoxyCharm premiums and I've used this so much and you can't even tell. So I'm very grateful I got this palette. I love the formula. I love the shades that Dominique Cosmetics has chosen. This is just a beautiful palette all around and actually is one of my favorite palettes. So, and I got it in a BoxyCharm. That's impressive. I'm gonna keep this. All right, we're nearing the end, I promise. I have a few more brands to go through. One, we have Smashbox. This is from a BoxyCharm box. This is in Holy Crop. I love that it's supposed to look like a camera lens, but I do not love the formula. And I can't keep it because it's just cute. So, color scheme, I can't really do much with it. It's just a one and done kind of look. And I don't know, I want a little bit more versatility. So this is not for me. I'm gonna declutter this. Now we have my only palette from Lunar Beauty. This is the Moonspell palette, and I actually keep it in its packaging just because of how beautiful it is. It looks like a book, and I love that. It is gorgeous, especially for Halloween coming up, and it has shade names of witches, and it looks like a spell book, which we love that. The colors in here are so cute. You have the purple, the brown, the neutral row, the purple row, and the greens. And if you know me and my makeup style, I love greens, golds, and purples. So this is a beautiful palette. I actually really love it. I love the formula. I get a lot of good use out of this palette, and the mattes are insanely good. The shimmers are really good too, but they are a little bit on the drier side, and some of them are more metallic than glittery, so I prefer the glitter ones obviously, but especially like Prue. What a beautiful shade. Also, Phoebe is a beautiful shimmer shade that has some glitter in there, but the mattes are truly the star of this palette. But the packaging, everything about this, I love. I really want to try the Lunar Eclipse palette. I think that's what it's called. I don't know, something Eclipse. I think it's Lunar Eclipse, but I'll pop it up. It's beautiful, but this is my only palette from them, and I really love it, so I'm gonna keep it. We are down to my last two brands, I think. Yeah, cool, unless I completely forgot about some, which I don't think I did. Oh yeah. Let me just say, I'll put this in the description box. Well, no, I'm not going to do that. So I just wanted to say before I get to my last two brands, there is one brand that I am not showing, and that is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I didn't want to show my Jeffree Star palettes because I don't want to promote them. That's just my decision. I have them. I don't want to promote them. I don't really use them much. And I'm debating on decluttering all of them, but I did actually spend money on these palettes, and I did like the quality of some of them, so I don't necessarily want to throw my money away. I'm just trying to think of what I can do with them to kind of get my money's worth out of them, even though I don't really promote the brand on my channel. So I am not talking about those today, but I do have a bunch of palettes from them. I just wanted to be transparent because you may know that I have some of these palettes, and I didn't want you to think that I was just kind of glazing over them. So I do have them. I'm probably going to declutter them, and I don't want to give them promotion. So yeah, that's that. But we have two brands left, and that's Anastasia Beverly Hills and Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona is my biggest category, and I'm probably not going to be decluttering any of them. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be decluttering any Anastasia either. But let's start out with Anastasia. So I have a few here, and I have this beautiful drawer thing. This came in a bundle deal with two of the palettes, so I actually use it as a display piece. So it has Anastasia on top. I thought that was beautiful, so I kept it. I have 5 palettes from Anastasia. Let's do some decluttering, shall we? Because there's just some that I don't use, but I don't know if I can bring myself to get rid of anything. Yay! All right. Let me just go through my favorites real quick. So I would have to say that Sultry, Modern Renaissance, and Soft Glam are probably my favorite ones out of the bunch. And then Norvina and Riviera come after that. Norvina I think I like a little bit better than Riviera. But my favorite one of all time is Sultry. This has so much, like, I'm almost panning some of these shades. This color scheme is just me. It's a cool toned neutral palette with some beautiful shimmer shades, and the mattes blend beautifully. So also it's glitter packaging. You know me, I love it. So this is my all-time favorite one. And this one I've used so many times. This is like one of my favorite palettes of all time. So this is not ever leaving my collection. Absolutely keeping. The next two came in the bundle deal, so it was Modern Renaissance and Soft Glam. Now I thought these would be beautiful if I was doing wedding makeup for people, and I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll wear it to my wedding, who knows, whenever that happens. But this is the Soft Glam, and I love this palette. I think this is beautiful for doing demure, soft, bridal kind of looks. You have a few shimmers to choose from, but they're not overly glittery and overpowering. They just complement the look beautifully. I'm definitely going to keep this one. I really enjoy it, and especially, like I said, for bridal looks, this is a beautiful palette. Similarly, the Modern Renaissance. This one, the only thing that I'm not crazy about is that there are only 2 shimmers in here. And this Antique Bronze shade is kind of a satin shade, but these 2 shimmers are the only ones in here, and they're not very punchy at all. So I don't know, like if I were to declutter one, this one may be in danger, but I don't think I'm ready to say goodbye to it yet. I just want to get some more use out of it and see how I feel. But I don't know, this one would be in danger, but I'm going to keep it for now. And then let's see, the Norvina one. Wow. This one has beautiful shimmers in here. I love the purple. I love the pink. I love the shimmers that go with each matte. It's kind of fun how they, it's kind of fun how they laid that out. I love this purple shimmer. Love the shade Dazzling and Wild Child. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And Dreamer, so good. I really got a lot of good use out of this palette, and I'm going to keep it. So, yeah. All right. And Riviera, I got this at TJ Maxx for $20, I think. And I bought this because it was Anastasia and because it was at TJ Maxx, which I kind of regret because I'm like, ugh, like I got sucked into the, oh, it's a good deal, so I'll buy it. But I must say, the quality's beautiful. Like this shade is stunning. It's like a purpley periwinkle kind of shimmer. Very pretty, not very glittery, I must say, but it's still really beautiful. I just don't think that the pinks and purples, I don't think I'm going to dig into this for that. So I think I might actually declutter this one. Out of all of them, this is the one that I will not reach into. Like, I just know myself. If I'm going to reach into a colorful palette, it's not going to be ABH formula. ABH for me is their neutrals. That's what I like. So I'm going to declutter the Riviera, sadly to say. The last grouping is Natasha Denona, and I have a ton from Natasha Denona. I'm not sure if I'm going to declutter any of these, to be honest, because I have a deep love for Natasha, but I will just go through them quickly because I don't want to spend too much time on something that I'm not going to declutter. If you would like to see a ranking video of these palettes, please do let me know. I would be happy to do one for you. So I have all of these Natasha palettes. Let's go over the minis first. So we have the Mini Glam, which is really, really cute. Love her. Kind of the cool toned version of the Mini Nude, which you'll see in a second. Love the shimmers. Love the mattes. I love everything about this one. Then we have the Mini Nude, which is the kind of warm tone neutral version. It's beautiful. This gold is so, so good. And these 2 mattes I use obviously a lot. I use a lot of these shades a lot because there's a huge dip in here. But one of my most used palettes of all time. is the Mini Nude. Then we have the Mini Gold, which is also one of my most used palettes of all time. You can't really tell from the mattes, but there's a huge dip in there, and this gold, you can probably see that. That is a huge, almost hit pan on kind of shade. This green is beautiful. This one is the only one that I don't get to use as much because I just don't love the formula, but these other 4 shades are stunning. The Mini Gold is gorgeous. Then we have the Mini Love, and I really do like this palette. So cute. The color story, really cute. This is kind of a duochrome-y kind of shade, kind of a orangey gold to a pink. And then you have 2 other shimmers and 2 other mattes. Really cute, really cute. Love it. Yeah. Then we have the Mini Tropic, and this one I will say I don't get a lot of use out of, but this minty shade is really pretty. The mattes are really good. The shimmers, ironically, are not the best in this one. I don't know why that is, but the mattes are actually okay. So, Then we have the Mini Sunset, which is also like, okay, it's another neutral one. Beautiful copper shade though. I really like that one. And then the Mini Retro, and I really love this pink shade on the side, and these mattes perform beautifully. This one's not my favorite, but the other 4 are really beautiful. So I'm not going to declutter any of these just because I love Natasha. I don't want to declutter. I don't want to send any of, no, I'm just not getting rid of them, sorry. All right, this one is the Cranberry palette. I got this in a boxy pop-up thing, and I really like it. I will say I wish that this was a lighter pink. I feel like that would have made it more my aesthetic, but it's still a beautiful palette. These shimmers are amazing. They're so good. Super glittery, super beautiful. Then we have the Coral palette, and I actually paid full price for this. Crazy to think about, but I like this palette a lot. Not my favorite Natasha Denona palette in the whole world, but I still really like it, and I can't believe I paid full price for it. But it's pretty, and especially this purple shade is so pretty. Again, not decluttering any of them. Now we have the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. This one is, if I want a sunset look or a sunrise kind of look, I'm going for this. Reds, yellows, oranges, this is what I'm reaching for. So pretty. Love this. I love how they work together. I love the shimmers in here. I love the size of the palette as well. This was my first $65 kind of range palette from Natasha, the midi size. So I really like it. And then we have my pride and joy, the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. These shimmers are everything. I love them so much. Stunning, beautiful. Every time I use this palette, I get compliments. I love it. You can really go intense, or you can just do a nice, soft, bronzy tone look. These shimmers are just super glittery and beautiful, and I'm never letting this go. And then lastly, we have the Natasha Denona Biba All Neutral palette. This is gorgeous. I love it. For every day, you can go day to night kind of glam. The one thing I wish it had was a little bit more like of a glittery shade shimmer. All of these are very soft shimmers. They're still beautiful. And if you have mature lids, I feel like you would love this palette. Like, this would be beautiful. I sometimes like to add a glittery shade to my look if I'm using this, or like a glitter topper to the look, but that's just because I'm insane. So, but the neutrals, the mattes are so beautiful. The shimmers are really beautiful, and I use this spot as a liner. And yeah, I really enjoy this palette. That is my entire high-end makeup collection video. So I will pop up on the screen how many I kept and how many I decluttered. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I am so happy you're here. Please remember to smash the like button, hit subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me. I have a playlist of my makeup collection and declutter videos if you'd like to go watch more, if you enjoyed this style of video. If you would like to see any up close kind of dedicated videos to any certain brands or palettes, then please do let me know in the comments. Please try to stay happy, healthy, and safe out there in this crazy world, and I hope you stay and watch more videos, but hey, thank you for stopping by. But yeah, that's all I got for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!